It's been 82 days since I last published a video on the Outdoors Engineer YouTube channel. A very good reason for that. And no, this title of this video is not clickbait. I did quit my job about a month ago now. It was I think my last day in the office was September 27th, and today is October 25th. So yeah, about a month ago was my last day in the office. And today I wanted to explain kind of where I'm at in the world. It's been a very, very busy 4 weeks, and the time before that was even busier trying to get prepped for the departure. And I guess I just wanted to explain what was going on, what the future of the channel is, and kind of give you an idea where I'm at in the world and where I'm at in my life. Got a new toy today. As you see, we got quite a few new toys here. For the last 13 years, I've been a civil engineer. I still am a civil engineer, still a professional engineer, but I've been employed as a professional engineer for the last 13 years for the state of Wisconsin. Now, many people might see being an engineer as a great job, and it is. It's a really, really great job. In fact, it's not only a great job, it's a great career. Highly recommend anybody that's interested in engineering to continue to go for engineering. Civil engineering, mechanical, environmental, whatever type of engineering you're interested in, go for it. And my career was great. I worked for the state of Wisconsin for 13 years. Cushy, I guess, desk job if you want to call it that. But for me, it was time for a change. For the last 6 to 8 months, I've been contemplating, maybe close to a year now, contemplating a career change. And finally, a month ago, I pulled the trigger. And that career change is self-employment. Got this fancy new rig today. Great for the tractor. Self-employment is very much different than being a professional civil engineer. Especially when you completely change not just being employed, but going from being employed in one profession and transitioning to self-employment in a completely different profession. Since I started this YouTube channel, it was about the same time I started a small business. And back in 2021, 2020, 2022, I dabbled a little bit with that small business in handyman work and doing small projects for people in the area, and also firewood sales at the end of the driveway, and YouTube. YouTube has been income for me for the last, I think I got monetized in 2021, but it's been small income. I don't make a lot. I think average over the last 2 years is $100, $150 a month-ish. So it's not huge by any means, but it's something. It helps. And I did not quit my job to focus on YouTube. YouTube has just always kind of been a side hustle for me. I enjoy making videos. I mean, I'm doing this work. I enjoy talking about it. I enjoy teaching. I feel knowledgeable on a lot of different things. And YouTube is an outlet, is a channel for me to teach other people about things that I know and talk about things. And I really enjoy that part of it. I just haven't had the time, the opportunities to do that recently. Need a battery. I need a battery in the grease gun. What's cool about this grease gun is you can actually specify how many squirts you want. So typically in the past I'd put 5 in. That's pretty cool, huh? Am I empty? I hate changing grease. Does anybody enjoy changing grease tubes? All right, where was I? So as I mentioned, I started my business 2020 to really support my firewood sales, but also I started dabbling in handyman work for people, quite under the radar, even though I accounted for the money and my taxes and all that fun stuff, income taxes. Didn't do much of it. Maybe a couple, $5,000, $6,000 of sales in 21 and 22. Oh crap. Does anybody ever like doing grease? And it's always been on my mind. I think for the last 2-3 years, a career change, self-employment, entrepreneurship has been kind of a dream for me. And it was very hard to make that change. It was a big jump, big leap to go from being self-employed, state service, pension plan, really great benefits, really great health insurance, you name it. It's state employment is really great, or government employment, because there's just a lot of benefits that people don't account for. Yeah, the pay might not be as good as private employment or working for a private consultant or an engineering firm or whatever, but there's a lot of benefits to working in state service. And for me, it was a really hard decision to go from working in state service to self-employment. And it's one decision I didn't take lightly. I worked tirelessly for the last 4 or 5 months to come up with a plan of action and make it happen. So prior to departing state employment, I worked to get my contractor's license, which I now have in the state of Wisconsin. And as a contractor, I've started doing small projects, handyman projects for people, but I don't like considering myself a handyman, because sometimes handymen get bad raps, I guess is one of the reasons. The term handyman doesn't mean always a professional. I went into this wanting to be a professional. I've been a professional engineer for the last 13 years. I wanted to take that professionalism into the handyman business, small project contracting. And that's what I've been doing for the last 4 weeks. Not focusing on YouTube, because it's been 82 days since I've released a YouTube video. Always got to clean these grease zerks off before you go and grease it, because you don't want to be pushing dirt inside the grease zerks, and you're really getting into a clog situation. So for the last month, I've been doing handyman work for people. I've done a few driveways with the tractor. I actually have a video that I recorded in July, but have not published. And it's with this tractor doing a driveway. That was kind of the beginning, and I still plan to publish it. It's gonna come out, but I just haven't had the opportunity over the past 2 months to even consider editing videos. And I'm hoping with this video today, it kind of gets me back in the groove of things. I really do enjoy it. I enjoy the editing process and the video making. Besides driveways, I've been doing, I replaced a patio door, I fixed another door, a storm door, I installed a 150-ish foot dock for my neighbor, and just a bunch of other odd jobs. I installed some cabinets. This week I was at a house, and no, that was last week. Weeks fly by now too. My days fly by too. I was at a house and met the cable guy, and installed the internet for somebody. Was at a house today helping install Starlink. So just a bunch of different things for people in the area. There's a lot of work in the trades, and that was one thing I want to do. And one of the biggest things I hoped and still hope to accomplish with this career opportunity, this career change, is to provide great communication to clients. Because one of the biggest things I've seen from potential clients in the area is that contractors just tend to not communicate. They don't reply to inquiries, and they don't reply to quotes. They don't show up to jobs. And I wanted to take advantage of that in my career, in my business, and show that it is possible to communicate. It is possible to show up on time. And that's my goal. And so far, I've been swamped. I probably overscheduled myself the first 4 weeks. I've been really struggling with trying to actually get paying work, which I have, and also planning for work in the future, taking requests, getting out and actually doing site assessments and getting quotes out. So the juggle between paying work and future work is very difficult, what I've found right now, but it's working out so far. But it's been good. So again, I didn't quit my job to do YouTube, although I'm still want to do it. I had hopes to be more active in YouTube and put more focus into it. But right now I'm still figuring out my schedule, and hopefully I can in the future get more videos out. I also have plans to increase my firewood sales, because firewood sales have been crazy. Speaking of firewood, we need to get outside. That's why I greased the tractor. I need to move some logs around, and I could show you around out in the wood yard, because wood yard has changed quite a bit this summer and fall. I hope you can hear me okay. So this summer is quite busy in the firewood department. Record-setting sales. I think if you go back to some videos this summer, I sold record firewood sales every month. I think actually now October is slightly behind my best October from last year. But we still got a weekend left. Maybe I've had some sales now this week already, so we'll see if it's actually been better or not. I think it has, but once we can tally up the numbers at the end of the month, we'll see. So I still haven't gotten through this pine pile. I've actually started recording a video for it, started splitting, and I split a face cord in half out of this pine pile. And then I actually sold it. See, all those stacks are empty. I did 2 videos over the last year over flipping firewood. And I bought from Freeze Firewood in Phillips, Wisconsin, I bought 12 face cord of ash and bought them last winter. They're sold, gone. That's what was here. I still have this big pile. This is all oak and birch. This has got to be split, stacked, cut, split, stacked, and I have not gotten to it yet. That's a plan for this winter. Last week before, my neighbor is an excavator, a septic installer, and he delivered. They were doing a clearing job for septic installation and brought me a bunch of oak and a little bit of birch, but primarily oak. These are big logs here. I doubt actually my tractor will pick up that one, but we'll see. But a bunch of other big ones here. So a lot of oak firewood that I'm gonna move around so it's out of my way for now, and be able to process. And we got to fill these stands here. A little bit more of oak and birch. These are all my personal stacks. I've mentioned them. You've seen it in the wood yard tour I did, I think, in December of 2020. So that was 4 years ago now. The actual stacks haven't changed. Some of this wood was around at that point. I think this wood here is over 4 years old, or approaching 4 years. March of 21. So maybe not 4 years, 40 some months, 38 months, whatever. It is fall. We lost all of our leaves. There's still, that willow tree still got some leaves on it. Garden's cleaned out. There's my IBC totes. I now own 30. So that's 18. Yeah, 32 of them. Talking about flipping firewood, I have 15 IBC totes full of a mix of hard maple and ash, and a little bit of birch. And I was feeling the stress of selling way too much firewood this year. I'll take that back. Selling a lot of firewood, not way too much. Selling a lot of firewood this year. So I had bought 12 face cord of ash from Freeze Firewood, and the last firewood flipping video, I bought another 8 face cord of hard maple, which is still stacked over there. What you haven't seen, and I haven't done a video on, and I did not record, is I picked up another 15 face cord of hard maple and ash from my neighbor. He regularly sells firewood. He's got a truck, log trucks that come in, and he splits it and then sells it. And it's only a mile away. And he actually delivers it, throws it in the back of his truck, delivers it to people along his route to work. And I figured I told him, I said, I can bring some IBC totes down by you. If you want to just stack them, it'll save you some touches, because he's got to touch it 2 or 3 times during delivery. And that'll save you some touches. And I bought 15 face cord from him. I think this is 15, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't count. And then 9. And this stuff has been out here drying for the last couple months. And it was dry. It was fairly old already, but it was in a pile and not necessarily a stack. Some of this is ash, some of it's hard maple. And it's gonna be ready to go when I need to sell it next year. And we can see here, my stacks are getting thin. All I have left for the most part are the 8 face cords of hard maple that I purchased from Freeze Firewood and had delivered. I had it laying on the ground right here this spring, and it was all stacked in there. I was washing the firewood, and you can see it's really dried a lot. There's now a gap between the stack and the frame. So I've got a lot of changes in the wood yard, and I've got a lot of changes to come. I've just put in an order this last week. They're going to be logging about a mile or 2 from my house, put in a load for hard maple, and hopefully within the next week or 2, and I hope to bring it to you, the delivery. We're going to get a load of hard maple, and this winter we're really going to pound getting some firewood split, because I need to get ahead on the inventory, because that roadside stand really produces really well. I sold, what did I figure, 20 plus 28 face cord this year. I'll have to double check. I'll put that on the screen here, how many face cord I've sold so far this year, calendar year. I think 6,000+, almost $7,000 in sales in the roadside stand. And I'm only short, get this, 7,000 plus, almost $7,000 in sales, and I'm only short about $20. So people have been really, really honest in the roadside stand compared to previous years. I've got cameras out there but the roadside stand was professional. Hay box from, what's this called? The Honest Honor Box. Really working out. All right, we need to get some of these logs moved, get them out of the way. That's gonna be the rest of the video. So hope you enjoy the tractor and the logging. That's all we got left here today. And then we'll catch you in the next one. Bert just got some mass to it. Maybe this isn't it for the video, because there are a few more things I want to say just about self-employment or making big changes that don't necessarily fit into the norm. On the surface, you see a guy who's been working in a state job for the past 13 years, and why would anybody want to leave state service? You got a cushy job, sit in the office 40 hours a week, and I mean, honestly, that's really what it is. You sit in the office 40 hours a week, go home, leave the work at home, or leave the work at work. Although with remote work, you always had the computer with you, so you never were not working. Or I guess you were not working, but you always had the access to work if you wanted to work. So why would anybody want to leave a job such as that? And I think, we'll see if we can pick up this log here. The main reason I left and wanted to do something different is I felt there was a ceiling over my head. State service, you can only make so much money. A big boy. Get it back before us. Definitely don't need that birch log on there. There you go. Whoop, that man's too heavy. I felt like there's a ceiling over my head. I've told my wife many times the last 6 months, I've longed for more. I want more out of life. I want to impact more people. Even though I impact a ton of people working in state service, I impact, theoretically, the entire state of Wisconsin. But I wanted to have a more personal effect. I wanted that connection. And working in self-employment, working in the trades, you really have the opportunity to connect with a lot of different people, one-on-one. And I think that's not necessarily one of the reasons why I wanted to go out on my own, but it definitely plays a part. But the biggest reason is the ceiling over my head. I feel like there's a limit to how much money I can make. Where being self-employed, being an entrepreneur, there is no limit. The sky is the limit. You can do what you want. There's always a way, the American dream or whatever, to make more money, do more things. Granted, it takes a lot of work to make more money, to elevate yourself, to get, to get that dream. But I figured there's no way to know if I can do it without actually doing it. You're never gonna, one of the things I learned big time over the summer, because I've been thinking about it for, like I said, 8 months. The first few months, I was at the point where, like, I can't do this. Why would I leave a state job? Why would I go out and do something completely different and risk? I mean, there's so much risk in going and doing self-employment, becoming an entrepreneur. Why would I do that to myself? But on the other hand, like, one of the reasons why you never did, and a lot of people don't, is because you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. You never, it's scary. You don't know if you're going to get work. You don't know if people are going to pay you. If you don't, people don't know if people are going to hire you. So it's scary. But the thing is, you're never going to achieve those goals. Is one of the biggest things I learned. You're never going to achieve those goals of increasing your salary, becoming self-employed, or raising the bar without trying. You're never going to reach the top of the mountain with taking the first step. And the first step for me was just do it. Put in the resignation, is what I did. I didn't get fired. I put in my resignation, and I came up with a plan. I built a good website, started using social media, built up my Google profile, business profile, and just came up with a plan on how to do the transition from being employed to self-employment. And I guess one of the main words I want to get to anybody that's has been thinking about it, just do it. You're never going to have all the answers, and you're going to see this from everybody that talks about this, and that talks about going to self-employment, from quitting your job and going to self-employment. You're never going to know until you do it. And I didn't want to live through life with regrets. Because the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be. The more ingrained you are. It's funny, a year ago at this time, people were asking, like, are you ever going to, like, consider doing it on your own? I said, no, the state has got you kind of wrapped around your finger after so many years. Kind of be dumb to leave. And honestly, it could be dumb for me to leave. There's 5 years of sick, in 5 years I lose all my sick time and whatever. That's beyond the point. But you never know until you start. And you got to start at one point, just got to take the leap. And I encourage anybody that has been considering taking the leap to just do it. Come up with a plan, get your ducks in a row to make sure that you have health insurance, life insurance, and business insurance. Come up with a good idea, but then just do it. Don't wait. Jump in and go. Because you never know what opportunities might arise on the other side. And I'm out of practice. I haven't released a video in 82 days. But I'm just gonna, in the editing, I'm just gonna let this baby roll, man. Pure, real world, unedited talking. I'm an introvert. Engineers are introverts. So this whole YouTube journey has been hard for me because I'm an introvert. I guess that's it. I don't need to explain any further. And I'm slowly coming out of my shoes, especially with this career change, because I need to be a people person. I need to be more extroverted. I don't even know if that's a real word. I'm not an English major. I need to be more comfortable speaking in front of people, have clear, coherent thoughts, concise stories, straight stories. This video is all over the map. I can tell, I know, but I'm not gonna go start over because that'd be dumb. But it's real. It's me. And I don't even know what to say. So what's the future look like? Well, I'm going to try and come up for air here pretty quick with my business. I'm slowly catching up. I've got so many quotes and so many people looking for work. Not a day goes by that I don't get some sort of request for something, or as some sort of communication for something, some sort of project they got coming up, or they've got hopes and dreams. And one of the biggest things I'm learning is how to communicate with clients, figure out if we're actually a good match, because I'm not a Chuck in the truck or a Joe Blow that is only doing this for cigarettes and beer money. This is my career. This is what I'm doing to support my family, pay for my kids, all their activities, keep our status or life status. I mean, where we're at right now, I mean, I got a nice truck, we got a nice camper, nice house, live on 10 acres. Keep that going with goals of advancing, and that's my goal. I'm not the guys that fly by night and drive crappy vehicles and show up and smoke cigarettes on the side. I'm a professional, and I hope that clients see that, and I think people are. They're learning. I mean, you're going to pay more for that type of service, but there's more about, instead of just the finished project, there's value in the service that is provided on the front end, communication, sales, so on and so forth. So that's all new to me. I feel like a fish out of water when I talk about it, when I learn about it, when I read about it. I've been really ingrained in some online coaching. One of them is the Contractor Fight. I've spent a lot of time binging some of their YouTube videos and podcasts, just learning about contracting and learning how to make money, because you can charge very little for work and not get paid enough for the skills that you have. And I feel like I have a lot of skills. I can solve a lot of problems for people. This YouTube channel kind of matches. I had a client tell me the other day, it's like, your business name doesn't really match what you do. Your YouTube channel does. An outdoors engineer. I'm an engineer. I solve problems for people, and that's what engineers do. Using real world stuff. Like, you gotta take what you have in front of you and figure out how to solve those problems. And that's what I'm bringing to the table for my clients in my business adventures going forward. As I was developing my plan this summer and going of what I wanted to do, I had multiple ideas. Right now, my business, when I do my taxes, is one business. And YouTube goes into it, firewood money goes into it, and so does my handyman contractor business. And this summer, this fall, spring, fall, summer, whatever you want to call it, I had plans, and I still do, to split them out. YouTube was one business. Firewood is another business. And then my contracting business is another business. I had plans of starting a fourth business as well. And that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur. You can do what the hell you want. Sorry for the words. I've never sworn on this channel before, I don't think. You can do whatever you want to do. And in the end, I'm going to have to focus. But my plan was, because I kind of had it established already, is to take my handyman business and build it, grow it, get a bunch of clients, build up the money, the savings account, and and slowly sprinkle in some other stuff. And being a 13-year engineer, professional engineer, part of that was to start dabbling in some private consulting, engineering consulting. And it's something that I'm still considering doing. It's on my mind. There's opportunity. There's opportunity to do consulting for people in this area, and we'll see what happens. But that's a whole other thing. That's a whole separate set of insurance. You need errors and omission insurance and liability insurance, and my liability insurance, I'm pretty sure for my contracting business, does not cover engineering insurance. So we'll see what happens. These are big logs. A lot of firewood in these logs. It's good. Easy. I got a lot of work. I don't even know how, oh boy. It's good for the forks, good for the lift. I have no idea how much firewood I have now. As far as raw firewood. I know I have an accurate quantity of inventory of what I have split in stacks. I have no idea what I have in log form. It's a big boy. Don't roll down the hill. So I'm practicing. I'm learning how to be more outgoing, learning how to speak clearly, have coherent thoughts, think about what I want to say, have a plan. And I think what's really nice about YouTube is to have good videos, you really need to have a script of some sort of outline, how you want them to flow. And this video is not that example. I'll give you that right now. If you're looking for how to make a YouTube video, this one is not that. And I'm not like Mike Morgan, who could just rant for 30 minutes about stuff and have a story and have intrigue and interest. But maybe that'll come someday. Who knows? It's just hasn't been me. Apparently it's time to eat dinner. We've only got a few more logs to move, so we'll finish this little project up and then go eat. The sun's going down. Last night I was driving home, it was 6:15 and it was dark already. Sad. This fall was absolutely gorgeous. It was, ooh, this is a big lift. My tire's off the ground, yep. I'm not gonna be able to lift this one. I got really lucky in the month of October to get projects. I had for the most part, all outdoor projects. And the weather was gorgeous, almost all of them. There was a couple misty, cool days, but we haven't gotten any rain. We're back into a drought now. We haven't gotten hardly any rain over the last 2 months. Lake levels are dropping. Even the groundwater lakes, the lakes that are fed by groundwater, they're lowering. I think our pond is down a foot. How you like looking at my ugly mug? Oh. That's like a 1,800 pound log right there. GoPro's at 20%. DJI is what? Can't tell. Spread. So what is the future of this channel? well, I'm gonna keep pushing. I've got a lot of firewood to cut this year. I've got a lot of projects on my mind of things I want to do and show and design. I'm going to be, hopefully here in the very near future, I'm going to be having firewood bags for sale. So the bags that I'm using for my roadside stand and the bundles of firewood, we'll be selling them on the website. And one of the big things, the big changes that are coming forward here in the wood yard is the IBC totes, integration of IBC totes. I need to get some more. I had some really good sales this year and have realized the benefit of having the firewood in the totes and mobile. So easy just to grab the tractor, take the tote out to the roadside stand, and then fill the roadside stand right from the tote and not have to touch it multiple times to get it from the splitter into a stack, from the stack into a basket or a bucket or whatever I'm hauling it out to the roadside stand. Just put it right in the IBC tote right away, and then all I got to do is just haul it around with a tractor. So there's a huge benefit to that, and I'm going to continue. I'm almost out of business IBC totes. I'm going to have to get another order, maybe another 20 of them. And I'm going to make some slight changes to my firewood racks so that I can still store my firewood in the IBC totes, but store it underneath the racks so that they don't get rained on. And one thing I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do, and with my county line splitter, it behooves me to actually stack the wood in that totes and not just dump it in there. But if I had a conveyor of some sort, I think I would definitely consider not stacking it in the totes and just conveying it right in the totes. So for now, I'm most likely just going to continue stacking my wood in my totes. What I really like about that is that you have a very accurate quantity and inventory of how much wood you have, because each tote is one face cord for the most part. If you're just conveying it right in the tote and not stacking it, then you don't, I mean, you have an idea, but I don't think you'd have a completely accurate story of how much wood you actually have. All right, well, besides some stragglers, and some small chunks laying around, got all the big ones, and now I have nice clear access. I can get that pine. Number one priority is get that pine split, because the grubs are probably eating it away already. We get that split and stacked. Got a client that would need it for next year. Look at all that junk from jobs. That's not me, it's junk, that's job junk. All right, well, that was a rambly video, if I've ever seen one. And long, I'm sure. Who knows how long it is. I mean, I've been on this tractor for over 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes now. So, well, we'll see how much I edit out. Hopefully I don't edit too much out, but we'll see if I get any of these ramblings out. But stay tuned in the videos coming up. I'm hoping to kind of release on a 1 to 2 week schedule. And stay in front of you guys, because I really enjoy it and hope you do too. Thanks for being here. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.